guys, welcome back to the shop. Today we're finally going to give the Blazer some well-deserved love. Going to start a pretty big project. It's something I've been putting off for a really long time. And as a result, I'm going to do a bunch of things. First and most importantly, I've got to take care of the driver's side rocker panel. I did the passenger one, I think 2 years ago. Now I got to do the driver's side. Replacing the outer rocker, inner rocker, presumably the potentially the kick panel. I got a new one of those. But to do that, we need to take the hood off. We need to take the fender off. We need to take the door off. So since all those things are going to be off, I'm going to also do some other stuff that needs to get done. I have a stiffening plate for the frame. It's kind of a weld-in reinforcement at the steering box because these square bodies are known to crack frames near the steering box. So I've got a weld-in plate to stiffen that up. And since all that's going to be gone, I'll have room. And while I'm at it, I'm also going to be doing the brake booster and master cylinder because it needs it. I'm pretty sure I definitely need a booster, and the master cylinder is, as far as I know, original, so it probably doesn't hurt to replace it. So got those, and then I've got some other small stuff to do, and I may tackle the rust on the wheel arches as well. Just depends on how much I get done. Well, how long this takes me, and then if I kind of want to drive it. So if I really want to drive it, because I do, I might not do the wheel arches, or if I can stick it out, I'll do the wheel arches. So that's it. So just got to get started. First step is going to be take the hood off, because, well, I need the door off, I need the fender off, and I can't, and the hood bolts to the fender, so hood needs to come off so I can get the fender off, so I can get the door off, so I can cut the rocker out. So yeah, let's get started. Okay, so about to take the hood off. Normally you'd want at least one other person helping you, preferably two, one on each end, and then one person to undo the bolts. But it's just me, and I'm going to be a little bit, a little creative in the way I take the hood off. So I have some winches up in the ceiling. Those are where I use to take the top off. I've got one of them hooked around front to the latch, another one hooked around back to that guy. So what that means is I can lift this up by myself and hopefully not have it flop around too much. The other precaution that's always good to make is put down a moving blanket on the cowl so that this doesn't smack into the windshield. So yeah, just gonna unbolt this and get it off. 9/16 ratchet on these guys. And also, one important thing to do on the pick, I'm going to score that on both sides so I know where that way I've got a good mark where to put the hood back. I probably could stand to adjust it, but they're a pain enough as it is that you want all the help we can get. Leave those loose and just take out the top one. I should have one there, but apparently that's missing. Okay. All right, there we go. Now we just got to get the fender off next. That one is a little more straightforward, but a little more of a pain in the butt. We've got bolts all along the top edge. We've got a few on the front down here. We've got one down there. You can't see. It ties into the front, into the rocker panel. That one's gone on this. Well, it's on the Fender, but it's not on the rocker anymore. There's nothing left. And then there's one Pt.1 hidden up here inside the door tray. So I'm going to just take all those guys off myself, and then we'll see you in a bit. Alright, getting to it. I did misspeak a little bit. Obviously, nothing on top because this isn't a unibody. This just bolts on. However, there are a bunch of screws on the inside of there. And I did have to take headlight bezel out because there's some sneaky ones there and some sneakier ones up in there. And potentially one on the bottom. I haven't found that yet. We're just gonna let it go. So yeah, I'm gonna keep plugging away and pulling this off. So hidden bolt right there. You have to take the marker light out to get to it, but I think that should be it. There we go. So there we go. Fender is off. Now the next thing is going to be to take the door off. And I was thinking I was going to do it from those, but I think I'm just going to open the door and pop it open from the inside. One trick with that is it's easier if the truck isn't lifted, but take a floor jack and a block of wood, hold the bottom of the door, and then you can get the door off by yourself. They make fancy tools for this, but I don't have those. And also, if you really wanted to, get a second set of hands, get some help. But I don't have time for that, so we're doing it solo. Okay, so I did this kind of a hybrid style. I took 2 screws out of here, leaving the last one. And I'm going to basically unbolt it from the hinge on the door and then unbolt the bottom hinge from the body. So that's going to stay put. I've got good access to this. I have okay access to these, but one's on the inside, so I'm not going to touch it. So we'll pull these guys out. Especially since, if memory serves, I need to get rid of this anyway. And then we're also leaving it latched, so it's less likely to fall out. Okay, we are free up front. Now I can latch and take the door off. So now that I've got that off, you can see what we're dealing with. Mostly this is just super dented. It's not actually as rusty as the other side, but it is caved in up here, dented up here. We've got some rot right here, so we're going to be fixing that. We've got some rot right up here. So this piece was attached to the fender. It originally lived up right there, and all of that was just gone. As well as you can see that inner bit is also going. That's the whatchamacallit, front cab mount You can see the mount right there. I do actually have a new cab mount, and I'll probably put that in while I'm in here. Though this one isn't too bad, so I might be super duper lazy and I might just cut it and weld from here out on. But it's also a really good time to just fix it for good. So if I can get that cab mount bolt out, then I will cut the whole thing out and then spot weld it in. Well, I'll probably plug weld it in. I don't think my spot welder will reach. But we do also have a little bit of rust right there and some more. I'm sure when I pull this plate off, we'll see a lot more. Then, after I pull this off and do all of this, I'm going to finally do my carpet. I've had carpet for this for 2 years. It's not a form-fitting proper one. It is just some like generic blue carpeting, but I think it'll look nice. It's the same stuff I used in the MGB. So yeah, I'll be using that. But yeah, I'm going to keep plugging along and we'll see where we go. All right, so we got the carpet all pulled up. Now I can see what's going on, and actually, we're not looking too bad. This right here is the worst of the actual rust. If I were back east, I wouldn't even call that rust. But I did also see broken wire. That's probably why that speaker doesn't work. This is the wire for the lighting in the top, I believe. But the floor itself, pretty solid on the side. Driver sides usually don't rot out as bad. The passenger side was really bad. I had to replace big sections of this floor. I had to make new bits of the inner rocker. I have a new inner rocker if I need it. I have a new inner kick panel if I need it. This one's actually pretty good, but it should stick out to here, and that's gone. It's actually the inside. This is the inner kick panel, so I'll probably just use that section of it if I don't have to replace all of it. What else? Yeah, this right here is the replacement rocker panel. So this is one I got, picked it up off of the 1980 C30. Picked it up from a junkyard. It's actually where those Fenders came from. Same truck. So I've been sitting on this for a really long time. I'll have to double check, but this was, I don't know, 6 years ago? Something like that. Anyway, it's off a pickup, so it's a little different than a Blazer, but they are functionally the same thing. It is a little more than I need, so I'm actually going to trim this back. So I'm going to trim this probably just below where that big stab wound is. And then the back right here, obviously being from a pickup, this is the cab corner. I don't need that. I just need a couple inches, about an inch or so past the door jamb. Basically, however far that rot is what I need to do. So I'm going to measure that. I'm going to go to about right here, and then cut this guy, and then I can lay it up against, and then start tracing some stuff. So yeah, I'm going to just trim this down and then go from there. So if anyone needs a cab corner for a square body Chevy, it'll be in my scrap pile. All right, there we go. Kind of sitting in place. I mean, heck, you know, if I was lazier, we just put a couple tech screws in there and cover it with some Bondo, and we'd be good to go. Don't do that. That's a bad idea. Yeah, basically just need to trim it right there because I don't want to keep as much original as possible. I've got this little guy right here that I need to peel off the inside, a couple spot welds to drill out. But basically we'll do that. We'll lay it up really tight. We'll trace along, we'll cut out the old, figure out what's underneath and how bad it is, and then weld in the new. All right, got the rocker a little cleaned up, trimmed off the extra edge over there, as well as the piece of that cab corner that was hanging me up. So I've got it clamped onto the old rocker. Obviously, they don't nest perfect because they're the same thing, so I've got a little bit of a gap, but not to worry. Next step, took my little carbide scribe and I just traced along there and there. So I should be able to remove this and then I'll have a good cut line. I'm not going to go super crazy with the cutting. I'm going to be, so we see our old one. I'm going to cut it. I'm going to try to cut it just a little bit shy of that line, and then I can sneak up on it with the flap disc. The other thing is, obviously, there is an inner rocker to cut in there. I need to basically cut it here and there, and then what we're going to do is sort of peel it away, at least the best I can, and then I'll expose what's underneath and we'll see what horrors lie. So yeah, just gonna keep getting to it. Well, no going back now. Okay, so what I've been doing is drilling out all these spot welds. You can see the drill marks, and then trying to separate those with the air hammer. And it seems like there's a couple more deeper in, and looking at the old one, it kind of confirms it. One way to do it is to just hit it with a flap disc, and then you can see you can find the indents. So that right there, you can see that little bit of a circle. That's a spot weld. And one over here. Definitely saw one. That kind of looks like might be one. I'm going to keep hitting them. But yeah, just going to keep plugging away at that. And this guy just about wants to come off, but it's being held up somewhere along here. Alright, a little bit hung up on the front. So that is gone. And this is what we have to work with. Now, I was trying to slip underneath here because that's where the spot welds were, but I may have gone a little bit overboard. And air hammers are no joke, even a cheap one. I just punched and this is a nasty tin can. But that's okay because the inner rocker is pretty trashed and I already bought a new one. So I'm going to probably end up cutting this nice and clean right there. This is going to go away. New metal's going to go on. And then we get to see how this guy fits. So this will go right up there. That'll weld in nicely Oh, I barely have to do any trimming right here. At least right here. This is about perfect. Well, okay, maybe I need to scooch it back just a little bit. But we have rocker panel. Well, we will have rocker panel. There's a lot of steps to go until then. But we are getting closer and closer. And I think that's about where I'm going to end it today. Hope you enjoyed the destruction, and hope you stick around for the rest of it. And I'll see you next time. Really don't want this to swing back and hit my windshield. That being said, it's already broken and it does need to be replaced. But I don't know, it's had that crack for a few years. Once I do all the body work and paint it, maybe I might fix the windshield. Ah. I was just saying